In the first decades of the 16th century, Jan Gossaert rose to become one of the most celebrated artists of Northern Europe. Hailed as the Apelles of our age by contemporaries, he was credited with being among the first to bring the antique and Italian-inspired nude to the Low Countries. He worked for the most illustrious patrons of his day and painted mythological subjects on a grand scale, often with unambiguous eroticism. Gossaert travelled to Italy, but his response to its art was never one of slavish emulation. His deep understanding of the subjects, technique, and illusionism of his native painting tradition remained an essential part of his work. Gossaert's defiance of easy categorization has, in the past, led him to be overlooked. Now, in the first exhibition dedicated to him in over 40 years, the technical brilliance and arresting power of this highly individual artist is being reassessed. Gossaert was born towards the end of the 1470s in the town of Maubeuge, which is why he often signed himself Mabusa, or Malbodius in Latin. At this time, Maubeuge was part of the Burgundian Netherlands. This territory covered the entire Low Countries, and within its borders, in the southern regions of Flanders and Brabant, stood many of the greatest and most wealthy trading cities in Europe. We know little of Gossaert's early career, but it seems that by his mid-20s he was practicing as a master painter in Antwerp. In this city, it was observed, painters and sculptors outnumbered bakers 2-1, and Gossaert could easily have remained here and prospered for the rest of his life. But his talent soon brought him to the attention of the ruling court in the city depicted in this tapestry, Brussels. And there, no less a person than Philip, Bastard of Burgundy, the illegitimate son of Duke Philip the Good, and Admiral of the Fleet, took Gossaert into his service. Philip, recorded here in an anonymous drawing, was part of the highly cultured court that gathered around Margaret of Austria, the regent of the Netherlands. Philip shared Margaret's taste for Italian and antique art, a passion he was able to indulge to the full when Margaret sent him on a diplomatic mission to Rome in October 1508. Gossaert went with him, and among the sketches he made was this study of the celebrated antique sculpture of a boy pulling a thorn from his foot, the so-called spinario. When compared with the original, Gossaert's pen drawing gives the figure a kind of knobbly muscularity, while the surrounding sketches concentrate on the lavish decoration of Roman sandals and helmets. Under Philip's instruction, Gossaert's attention, it seemed, was fixed on recording ancient rather than contemporary Roman art. The art historian Sue Jones tells how, back home, this fascination with antiquity endured.
In the winter of 1511, there was unusually heavy snowfall in Brussels, and the city staged a snow festival consisting of no fewer than 110 snow figures, which were located at different points throughout the city. Outside Philip of Burgundy's residence stood a figure of Hercules. We don't know what the snow man looked like, but we do have a drawing that Gossaert made after an ancient Roman statue of Hercules, which probably gives us a fairly good idea. And it certainly wouldn't have looked like a modern snowman, more like a snow sculpture than a snowman.